Hello everyone. Today on Uncovering Utah and Beyond, we're going through a cool and short trail. You're going to walk through the entire trail with me, virtually, to see some dinosaur tracks. We're up in the Manti-La Sal Mountains, east of Moab, Utah, on the border of Utah and Colorado. So this trail is pretty short. You do see a fence there, but we're going to go through that fence here in a minute. So we start out here at this board. And I'll read it off later when I'm doing the editing of this video. This first board on the trail is very colorful. It has 3 panels. On the first panel, the title says When Dinosaurs Soar. There are some words and then a picture of a dinosaur underneath it. And the text reads, "Please be careful near the cliff edge. Did this dinosaur walk off the cliff? The tracks fossilized on the ground make it look like they walked off the cliff. When this dinosaur was alive, the cliff and the mountains did not exist. The environment was a shallow coastal plain just above sea level. This dinosaur was walking in sand that now has hardened into an strata sandstone layer. Over millions of years, faulting, uplift, and erosion created this cliff and the La Sal Mountains. Although the 3-toed carnivorous theropod that created these tracks suffered extinction, its descendants still live here today. Raptors who are soaring above your head are the modern-day descendants of dinosaurs. So in a way, this dinosaur did walk off the cliff and fly away. Now, please be warned, I probably will mispronounce some of these scientific words or dinosaur terms. Familiar with velociraptors? They are members of the suborder Theropoda, the same suborder that includes dinosaurs that made these tracks. Knobs on some theropods' forearms indicate they had feathers and were beginning to evolve into birds. Right next to this and somewhat underneath it, you see a small purple dinosaur with feathers on its arms. Underneath that picture, it says, "Fossils of the Protarchapetex, a turkey-sized dinosaur with feathers on its forearms and tail, provide further evidence of how birds evolved from dinosaurs." That's the only content in the second column. The third column starts with a picture of a hawk, and underneath it, it says, "The red-tailed hawk and other birds of prey love cliffs like this one, where they can catch thermals and glide effortlessly up into the sky." Underneath this, you see the smallest picture of a dinosaur on this board. It's probably, like 2 inches tall. I'm sure in real life it was much taller than that. And again, it has feathers on its arms. And underneath it, it says the Archaeopteryx was about the size of a blue jay. It is thought to be the first species to use feathery wings to fly. It most likely jumped and flew short distances like modern-day ostriches. And that's the end of all the content on this first board. So right behind this sign are some dinosaur tracks. And don't be fooled, because the ones that are here are not the only ones. This looks like a remnant of one, and there's one more, and then a third one is there. The lighting's not that great, but hopefully you can see it. They're pretty much right off the road. You don't have to do much walking at all. Whatever walking I've done, I haven't edited anything out. And don't be fooled. Like I said, there's one more here by the cliff. I'm not going to go all the way there. But you can see this view. It's incredible. There's 2 dinosaur tracks there. It must not have been a cliff when they came. I think I'm getting too zoomed in. Let's zoom out.
Okay, zoom out. And then you could see that view. Zoom in on that view. Pretty awesome view, right? So those pretty cool dinosaur tracks there. Lighting is a little bit better from that angle. And then back here, actually this might be a fourth one here. So it looks like so far there's 6. I don't know if we'll be able to keep count. So we're gonna go in through this fence. We're here in mid-June. We came up through Spanish Valley south of Moab in the La Sal Mountain loop. So there are some cool wildflowers up here. So I'm gonna point out some of them. So I'll be able to zoom in correctly. It's kind of, the lighting is playing tricks on me. There's actually some cool cacti here, and I don't think they've actually bloomed yet. But I'm not a horticulturist and a plant specialist. So if you know anything about this, you could definitely leave it in the comments. It's hard to see with the lighting, but hopefully I've gotten good zoom ins on that. And I think I've taken still shots that I'll super overimpose on this. So there's the cacti. And then there were some yellow flowers down here. So there's a few of these along the path. And then I saw some other cool wildflowers on this path. There's another different yellow one right here. Again, if you know the names of any of these flowers, feel free to put them in the comments. So I'm gonna keep walking on this trail. You can see it's really flat, very easy. We did it in 5 minutes or less. This video is gonna be a little bit longer just because I'm talking going along the way and stopping and taking some pictures and videos here. So you can see, it's pretty cool, right? I think La Sal Loop Road up to this point probably would only take an hour if you don't make stops. We made a lot of stops and actually had a little burner with us to make tea and ready-made Indian breakfast. So it took us about 3 hours to come up here. Here's another set of flowers. Again, I have no idea what these white wildflowers are called, but really cool to see wildflowers up here in the La Sal Mountains in eastern Utah. And here's the second site. And here's the board. Someone else has joined us in the parking lot. So again, I'm gonna probably pause this and read off of it for you.
On this second board on the trail, this board also has 3 columns. So let's start with the first column. The title says Tales Told Through Tracks. Look at the tracks around you. Did one dinosaur make all the tracks, or were there multiple dinosaurs? Was the dinosaur walking or running? Do you feel like a detective? Paleontologists are dinosaur detectives. The more clues a detective can find, the clearer the story of the crime becomes. When detectives find a body, it is a great clue to the crime, but it is incomplete evidence. Footprints and fingerprints provide more evidence, especially evidence about who committed the crime and how. Track sites are evidence paleontologists use to understand dinosaur behavior. Tracks provide clues that a fossilized bone does not. Measuring foot and stride length indicate how high a dinosaur's hips were, whether it walked on 2 legs or 4, and whether it was moving slowly or running. Paleontologists find even more clues when one trackway can be compared to other trackways. This trackway is part of a 120 square mile series of trackways, all from Jurassic period, Entrada sandstone around Moab. Visit the others and you will be on your way to becoming an amateur paleontologist. Underneath these words. It shows a picture of the Moab area with Arches National Park, Castle Valley, and where you are located to see this board and these dinosaur tracks. The middle panel on this board has extracted a few of the footprints that are seen on the actual ground, and show the largest one, which is identified as the left foot, and has measured it and then measured the stride length with the other left foot. And it does look like the left foot is really big, and then the right foot, for some reason, that print only has a very small piece out of the whole foot for some reason. And that's the second panel. And then the third panel in this board says second extinction. A species cannot get any more endangered than already being extinct. And that was a quote from Dan Chur, paleontologist. The only evidence of some dinosaur species is a single footprint. Other track sites are critical to understanding when species lived, what environment they lived in, and how long they were, or how big they were. Without tracks, this knowledge is lost. If you steal, destroy, or harm a track, the species it represents becomes extinct a second time. So it is illegal to harm or remove paleontological resources. And then it shows two pictures, one of the footprints in 2015 before they cleaned it, and then after they cleaned it, what it looks like. Now, underneath these two footprints pictures, it says, please enjoy the tracks by taking only photos. Please do not place anything in the tracks and avoid stepping on them. Thank you for helping preserve the past for the future. And then it also says, if you see illegal activity or damage, please call 435-259-7155. So that's the end of this board.
And then there's a few more dinosaur prints here. There's a small loop that goes around here that I'm going to go around. So you can see there's one facing away from me there. I don't see another one facing in that direction. And then there's one coming toward me, and it looks like maybe this is a remnant of another one that's coming toward me and got cut off. So yeah, it's just an easy walk to come around this path. I feel like there was another one here. Yes, there's two more. So you can see there's two more right next to each other here. One right here and one right here. I don't know if there's any more in there. I didn't walk any further in. I didn't want to walk on that surface. So yeah, so there's two, and then there was 3, 2.5 back there, and there was 5 above, right? So if my math serves me, 9.5 dinosaur prints. And then we have some more wildflowers right here, these cool purple ones. Another set of wildflowers. I don't know what the wildflower count is of the different kinds, but maybe I can put the count on the video, superimpose that over the video when I edit it. So just gonna keep walking through. When I started the trail, you saw that I was in the parking lot. No one else was here. We're here on a Sunday, and yeah, it's pretty empty on this road going across the Utah border into Colorado. So we're going east on the trail, and the trailhead has a pit toilet. So we're back to the same board here. The trailhead has a pit toilet. There was only one 3/4 of one roll of toilet paper in there. So if you do come this way, you might want to bring toilet paper just in case, because maybe they run out a lot, because I don't know how many other pit toilets are along this way. Maybe this is the only other one. And the info board at the beginning of the trail, as you noticed probably from the video, I didn't stop there because it looks all burnt out from the sun, so I couldn't read it. So you're not able to see that. Hopefully as you get close to the end of the trail, there's the gate again. Just open it and come out. If this video has been helpful in your trip planning to help you uncover new places in Utah and beyond, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what I missed. If you have any questions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends who might be going this way. I'll also link a video from another creator who gave me the inspiration to come on this direction.